Welcome to today's match number 2 between KT Rolster and LNG Esports. The winner will proceed to the knockout stage.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And in we go, game number 1, starting from the blue side, it is KT with Kin on the Cassante, Kaz on the Maokai, BDD on the Jace, aiming on the Jinx, and Lahans on the Alistar. And for the LPL third seed, it is Zik on the Jax, Tarzan on the Jarvan, Scout on the Nico, Gal on the Aphelios, and Hung on the Renata. 4 minutes into the game, we see Lahans with a flash pulverized into the knockback. Another turret, beautifully done by the support of KT. He will take the first kill, but then he steps in too far, gets rooted by the Binding Eclipse, and Gala, he flashes in to take 1 kill back. And now we see Scout revealing his true identity, and in comes Kaz for the Twisted Avalanche and Pop Blossom, but the only thing that pops is the mid lane of LNG. A minute later, they will secure the first dragon of the game. We're 8.5 minutes into the game to see KT taking the first herald that crushes down in the tier 1 in the top lane of LNG. And I mean, he gets engaged on by Tarzan. Zika is kept at bay by Lahans. Scout is there as well. But now here comes PDD as well, and all of a sudden it's a 4v3. And KT, they will have the upper hand. They will take out Tarzan. Now going for Zika, and in the end it will be 2 kills for KT. But Gala, he managed to tear down the outer turret in the bot lane. As we see KT securing both objectives in both pits. Shelly will be summoned in the mid lane, and now it is aiming with a Super Mega Death Rocket, and Kaz steals away the next dragon. The turret in the mid lane goes down, and we are now 21.5 minutes into the game as we see aiming on the Jinx, flanked from both sides by Tarzan and Zika, but they cannot fight the kill on the ADC. Instead it is Lahans with a knockup on the top lane of LNG. The Jax will go down, but the tier 1 on the sides of KT as well. And now it is Baron time, KT burning down the health bar, but in comes Scout with a Pop Blossom, and he finds and destroys aiming on the Jinx, while Tarzan gets saved with a bailout as he takes out Kin. LNG, they will lose Scout, but they denied KT to take the purple worm, although they were outnumbered by 1. And now the third dragon got secured by aiming. No ADC for KT, but still, they go in, and they find Gala. The Aphelios gets low, but he can escape, and instead, Kin goes down. Tarzan will fall on the sides of LNG. Scout in the stasis comes out to be taken out by the incoming aiming, who takes a double kill. But still a minute later, it is LNG securing the Baron Asher. KT, they couldn't get close to the pit. They want to find and engage now to take away the Baron buff from one and 2 members, but there just ain't one. Instead it is Gala with a sniper rifle followed by the Chakrams, who takes out Kaz. And Zika flashing for aiming, but then it will be Tarzan with the Cataclysm to destroy the Jinx. And LNG, they're now going for it with the Baron buff. And Lahans sent to the grey screen as well. The red carpet towards the Nexus is rolled out for them. How far can they go? They take a Nexus turret, but then they will turn their backs on the base, because the members of KT were about to return. But now we see them taking the tier 2 in the bot lane. The next mountain is bigger. And now we see Lahans Hex flashing out of the pixel brush, but the follow-up takes away, and so he will lose a lot of HP. But still they take out Tarzan, but here comes Scout with a Pop Blossom onto everybody who's not in the stasis. Down goes BDD, down goes Kaz. LNG, they turn this fight. And now Zika, hunting down Kin, takes out the Cassante. And this is Baron Asher for LNG for the second time. And now they're going for the big prize. Every structure on the bot side and in the mid lane is destroyed. They're looking for an angle for the final engage. Scout TP's in, but Kin, he goes with the Cassante for the re-engage. But another Pop Blossom, and Gala going godlike. This just does so much harm to KT. They lose their top laner. Zika goes into the stasis, but Gala, he's still alive, and he's tearing down the second Nexus turret. The Nexus is exposed, and KT, they do not have the damage to deny LNG to take game 1 of this series.
Losing control, losing control. I'm gonna explode. Can you bring it back to me?
Game number 2, starting from the blue side again, it is KT with Kin on the Renekton, Kass on the Sejuani, BDD on the Talia, aiming on the Kaiser and Lehens on the Nautilus. And for LNG, they have Zika on the Jax, Tarzan on the Jarvan, Scout on the Azir, Gala on the Siva, and Hang on the Leona.
What I do want to highlight...
And in we go, 4 minutes into the game, we see Kin trapped between a rock and a hard place. His escape route is cut off by Tarzan. And so here comes Zika with a leap into the counter-strike to draw first blood. And we're on the bot lane to see the hands with a nice hook onto Gala. The Sivir gets ignited and Kasi comes in to take the first kill for KT. The first Herald will be secured by the LCK third seed as well. We see Shelly crashing into the mid lane tier 1. And we're already at the first dragon where we see Lance with a flash hook onto Hung. And then with a blast cone he takes him over the walls into death. And Destruction aiming takes his first kill of the game. The dragon gets secured and we see Kass roaming towards the mid lane. Q's over the wall into the Winter's Wrath. The Permafrost will connect. In comes BDD, will be knocked out by the Emperor's Divide, but it won't help the jungle of LNG to escape the grey screen. And we skip 4 minutes to see Scout securing first turret gold in the bot lane. The second Herald goes to KT as well. And now it is again Zika against Kin, Renekton against Jax, but not for long, because Scout, he TP's in on the Azir, and Kin trapped on the wrong side of the lane. He will be shoveled out of the tower to be taken out by its gun blast. And now it is Shelly finally tearing down the tier 1 in the mid lane, getting off a second charge onto their tier 2, and then it's simultaneously 2 towers demolished by either team, while KT, they obtain the second dragon. The outer turret in the top lane on the sides of LNG will be taken by BDD, and we go in. The Baron is up. A little bit more than 21 minutes into the game, we see Kass ignited and then stunned, engaged on by Tarzan. Both junglers losing a lot of life, but then it will be aiming, taking out the Jarvan, while Kass is limping away with little HP, but the Baron stays alive. Instead it will be soul point for KT. And now it is Hung on a Leona, caught by the seismic shaft, goes into the stasis, comes out of it to be the third kill for aiming on the Kaiser. And now KT, they're going for the Baronesha, burning down its health bar. LNG, they can't get close to the pit because Kass and Lehens do all the zoning necessary for KT to take the purple worm. And now the chase is on in a 5v4. BDD cutting off the escape route. LNG, they will be forced into the jungle. Lehens misses a stretch line onto Gala. Kass went over the walls, and now Lehens with a second stretch line. He finds Gala, and aiming, he takes another kill. But he's not satisfied yet, and so he flies in with a killer instincts to take out Scout on the Azir as well. And now LNG on full retreat. Hung will go down. Only Zika survives. It is 4 kills. 2 inner turrets crumbling. And also this inhib turret will fall. And we're 26.5 minutes into the game to see Zika in the top lane against Kin, who's not alone because in flies BDD and down goes the Jax. Every inner turret will be destroyed now on the sides of LNG, while KT, they obtain the Mountain Soul. They will take the next Baronesha, and now they're going for the base. We are 31.5 minutes into the game. Every structure is crumbling in the mid lane and in the top side of LNG's base. KT looking for a final engage, and here it comes. Tarzan gets shoved in, aiming flies in for another time, and it is 4 members of LNG wiped off the map within a second. Zika, he is chased away. It's not necessary to take him down, because the big prize is exposed. And KT, they tie this series, and we will go to a deciding game number 3.
Losing control, I'm gonna explode. Can you bring it back to me?
The team that wins this game proceeds to the knockout stage. It is LNG coming in from the blue side this time, with Zika on the Renekton, Tarzan on the Wukong, Scout on the Orianna, Gala on the Kaiser, and Hung on the Rakon. And for KT it is Kin on the Horn, Kass on the Vi, BDD on the Azir, aiming on the Aphelios, and Lehens on the Alistar. And then we go 5.5 minutes. Lehens with a knockback on Hung. He gets ignited, but then it is a flash Q of Lehens. Great play. And then the Vi will draw first blood for KT. They obtain the first dragon of the game, the first Herald. goes to LNG, and we're back in the bot lane, aiming with an engage, binding Eclipse into the Moonlight Vigil, and then in comes Car, cease and desist, and aiming gets locked down. Second kill for KT. After 30 minutes, it is Shelly crushing into the tier 1 of KT in the top lane. And we're in for the secondary road. We take a look at BDD shifting sense into the Phalanx. Knocks Scout into the misery because here comes the Forge God, sending him into the gray screen. And then it is Tarzan with a second Cyclone taking out his jungle opponent. Well, everybody else is limping away, but now we take a look at the Dragon, because here, in comes Tarzan to take the objective for LNG, and now the follow-up team fight, Cos getting low on the Vi, will be taken out. It is 4 members of LNG, now hunting down BDD, and the Azir disappears into the quicksand while Scout takes down the outer tier 1. The second Herald will be secured by LNG. And now we're in the bot lane. Kin on the horn, he will be ganked by Tarzan and Scout, and it is Cyclone after Cyclone until the frail Yardian Spirit will be sent back below the mountain. And now it is KT looking to tear down the tier 1 in the bot lane. But in comes LNG re-engage, led by Tarzan and Hung, and the hands on Alistar will be sent to the grey screen. While Zika with the dominance on the Renekton and hands down aiming until Cos flies in on the Q to stop the engage and save his ADC. But we stick with the scene a little bit longer because now we see Kin in the mid lane trapped, and it is 4 members sending the Renekton back to his swamps and tear down the tier 1 in the mid lane. And then it is KT securing the next Dragon, but in the meantime it is LNG going for the Baron. And KT, they will not be there in time to contest the Baron. Purple Worm for the LPL 3rd seed. And now it is Gala and Scout melting away the health bar of Kin, and then the second Cyclone of Tarzan finds 3 members of KT, and all will go down within the next seconds. Kin, Cos, and Lehans are down as Gala secures himself a triple kill as he took out BDD. The inner mid lane turret will crumble, and now here they come to crack open the base. LNG is going for it, cause he will be trapped, stunned, and sent into the grey screen, maybe for good. Because BDD, he will also go down. No jungler, no utility mid laner to find an angle to fend off LNG. They are 10k gold ahead, and now they're going for the big prize. They're going for the knockout stage. It is only millimeters of health bar standing in their ways. They're gone now. Cos returns, but not for long. And LNG has made it to the knockout.